I apologize, John Harrison. I hadn't realized that the video had cut short. Okay, so we're going to continue with what I was talking to you about, the fixed repetition. So in this, again, this is our for loop, and our for loop, the general syntax involves the for statement followed by a simple parentheses, and it has three parts, your for loop. So part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 1 initializes the loop control variable. Part 2 sets the exit condition for the loop, and part 3 determines how the loop control variable changes. Okay, so what is your loop control variable? It's this value k here. So initially k is equal to 1. Then it's going to ask the question, is 1 less than or equal to 10? If it's true, then it's going to do this loop statement. After it does it once, it's going to increment the value of k. So now k will be 2. Then we'll ask this question again, is 2 less than or equal to 10? If it's true, it's going to print out whatever is there in the loop body. Here it's a print statement, so it's going to do that again, right? Likewise, it's going to repeat this until k equals 11. Now when k becomes 11, 11 is less than or equal to 10. It's false, so then we'll break out of the loop. Okay, you guys will see more examples. So again, this is your general template. So the k is again a variable. It needs to be initialized somewhere. Typically, you want to initialize it inside the for loop. This is the preferred approach. This may even work, but this is the way we want to do it. For int k equals 1. And then you again, even if it's one statement or 10 statements, always we want our curly braces around the loop body. Okay, so this is that same program that we saw, right? Where we wrote eat at Joe's Friendly Diner for best value lunch like 10 times. And here you go. Now it's replaced by just 2 lines of code, where you have your for loop command goes from 1 to 40, and you have this thing printing 40 times. Now it's so easy, right? What if you wanted to change this thing like to print 100 times? What would you change? Just this value right here. Instead of 40, you'd make that 100 or even 1,000 or even 1,000,000, right? Great. So again, k equals 1. That's what initializes the value of where does k start counting from. This is how long to run this loop. What is the condition for how long to run this loop? And this is how much should k increment. Like k will go from 1, the next k will be 2, next k will be 3. It need not always follow 1 to 3. It could be a different incrementation. Okay, and we'll see more examples. Before that, let's look at this one. So k goes from 1 through 15, and this is one statement. And here you guys, again, they're not putting their curly braces for one statements. This is not how we want to do it. We always want our curly braces even if we write one statement or 10 statements. Okay, and this is what you would expect, 1 through 15, and there are spaces between each of these, right? What about this? Now these are multiple statements. They have their curly braces, which is excellent. 1 to 10, k is initialized outside, but you want int k to be initialized inside. And what does output look like? Well, now these 2 lines will repeat 10 times. Awesome. Okay, so now these are again different examples. Okay, so this is int p less than 15, p++, it'll print out this. Then int q, now instead of q++, where instead of incrementing q by 1, this is incrementing q by 3. Then you can even decrement. This is our minus minus. It need not always be integers, it can be double, right? And you increment it by half. And well, it need not even be integers or doubles, it can be even a character. You go from A through Z and T++, right? So what does this output look like? Guys, take some time, pause the video and watch this. See that you completely understand the structure of a for loop and how to control it. With that, I'm going to pause right here. This was a very short 5-minute thing. I want you guys to be able to now test your for loop. So that's what your lab 2 is going to be about. Okay, your lab 2, if I quickly open it up, if you go to your Java folder, in your labs and projects, you all will see something like this one, graphics and controlled structures. This is what your lab 2 is going to look like. You are going to make an applet in this, and Now, for your different expo commands that y'all be using to draw things, y'all will use for loops right now. You're not going to do like these many expo drawline commands, right? You guys will need, again, that graphic sheet. So go ahead and take this graphic sheet from my table. A graphic sheet like this, right? Use it, sketch it out, break this diagram up so that you can position these 8 boxes, use the different colors, and use your control structures in order to draw these. The 4 loop control structure to draw these. Alright, John, alright, Harrison. Wish you guys a great day. And I'll see you guys on Friday. God bless you.